So guys, whether you're doing this live or whether you're following along with the recording, I hope you had a great week so far. We're gonna we'll get warmed up and then we've got an intervals session today. So these are always a tough one. We've got 5 movements which I'll go through. I'll show you some variations as well. As always with the intervals, try and just think of it as going at your own pace. We've got a minute on, a minute off. For someone that might get 20 reps of a certain exercise. For another person that might just be 10. Just stick with your own ability and do your best. Right, to the warm-up. So let's start with some jumping jacks. So nice lateral movement. So we're sidestepping and we're bringing the hands together at the top. Do 5 more. And we're going into high knees next. So high knees, we want to get the knees up past the waist. Do a few more on each side. Feel the heart rate getting up already. Okay, let's do air squats next. We've got these in the class today, so we'll make sure we get them right in the warm-up. So we're sitting down into the squat, trying to keep the chest up. If it helps you keep the chest up, you can bring the arms out as you go down. We're looking for the weight in the heels as you sit back. Keeping the abs braced and hitting below parallel. So the hips go below the knee if we can. 2 more. Okay, let's go onto the floor next. We'll do a bird dog. Bird dog, we're going. Oh, try that trip. Alternating. So right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. Squeeze the glutes, tense up the back of the shoulder, keeping that core braced throughout. Let's do 1 more on each side. Okay, we're going to go shoulder taps next. So stay in a similar position, palms down. But this time, we're going to take the feet out, alternate, so side to side. So we're doing double benefit on this one, getting the shoulders warm, as well as working them abs. Let's do 2 more on each side. Okay, and then onto your back next. We're going to do 10 leg raises. This is a pure ab exercise. Bring the legs up, control down to the floor, keeping the lower back flat. If you struggle with these, you can bend these, which makes the exercise that much easier. And if you struggle keeping the back flat, just don't go down as far. And then we're into glute bridge. So feet flat to the floor, drive up like so. Full hip extension. And 2 more. Okay, and then we're back to the feet. 1 more lower body movement to finish. Reverse lunges. So again, a double benefit on this. We're warming up the lower body. Should be pushing off the back foot, so the glutes and hamstrings come into play. Also, the quads on this front leg. But we're also trying to stretch that back hip flexor. So if you push your hip forward as you go down, you start to loosen off this muscle here, which is often quite tight. 2 more on each leg. And we'll rest there. So hopefully feeling nice and warm after that one. I know I certainly am. Let's get to the workout. So, mentioned briefly the format before. It's an interval session. We're going to do 1 minute on each exercise, followed by 1 minute rest. We're going to do it in a circuit style. So you go from exercise 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. And then we're going to start back over and do that again. So there's 2 times through the circuit. So 1 minute on each station, 5 exercises, twice through. So what movements are we going to do? We've got air squats to start. We covered them in the warm-up. It's just your basic body weight squat. That's exercise 1. Then we have star jumps. Then we have V-tucks. Then we have Froggies. Then we have jumping lunges. So there is some tough movements in there, which is why we are doing them in this interval style. So you do get your rest at the end of each exercise. But as well, if you need a rest in between, when it is your minute to work, then absolutely take it. A minute on some of these exercises is a long time. So break it up into manageable sets based on your own ability. And I will be showing you some variations, so some scaled down versions that we can do as well. So let's get into the demos. So, very briefly, just a recap, air squats. That's the one there. So we have just done that, just exactly the same as we've done in the warm-up. If you struggle with the movement, getting the depth, then just go as low as you can. If you've got a couch or a bench, anything that you can go squat down to, and that can sometimes help, just give you that position to aim for, okay? If you don't need that, that's absolutely fine. So the next movement, star jumps. We're going to start, partial squat, hips back, jump, back to the start. As you can see, big explosive movement. It is a tough one. There is some scaled down versions. You can just do a jump that's not quite as high if you struggle with that. So just which is a less explosive movement. It's just a easier variation, that big jump at the start. Or we can sub that for jumping jacks if we need to. Okay, so one of those 3 movements is instead of the star jumps. Right, so the next one that we've got, V-tucks. V-tucks are ab exercise. This is already a slightly scaled down version of the V-sit, which is that one there. So if you want to make the movement tougher, that's you want to go to, but definitely not necessary. V-tucks is that there. So we're not coming off the floor as much with the upper body, and the legs aren't staying straight as in the V-sit. So that's your V-tuck there. If you struggle with that, then we can just do the lower body and the upper body stays still. Okay, so a couple of different options for you there. The key is that lower back flat to the floor. Any ab exercise, if your back's arching, the abs aren't going to be working and your back's going to be taking the load and it's going to tighten up, which we don't want. 4th exercise, Froggies. Froggies are a tough one. Let's go through this. So, hands down, palms down, on your toes, jump, hands off, go back to the start. Hands off. I'm keeping the abs engaged, I'm not rounding the back, keeping it tight, like that. If we need to scale that down, we'll do step, 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 hands off, step, step, back to the start. Okay, Froggies. They are tough. I would suggest when you need a break, come onto your knees fully. Your shoulders are going to feel it as well as your legs. Give yourself a little bit of time to recover, and then we'll go back in. Last exercise, jumping lunges. So if the legs haven't had enough, then they're really going to feel it on this one. So starting that lunge position, control, down to the floor. All about controlling, not letting that knee slam down. If you struggle to do the movement or it is hurting your knees at all, then we'll just sub that for a regular lunge. So that could just be forward like that, or reverse Always trying to get the knee to the floor. Just want to like kiss off the floor, gently, not slamming down. You're not just dropping. It's under control every time. So those are the 5 movements. I will remind you as we go. I'll be going through the workout with you. When we get through the set of jumping lunges, we're back to the start. Going to go through it one more time again. Then we're done. Right, let's get to it. Make sure you've got your water on hand. This is going to be a tough one. All right, here we go. Air squats to begin, guys. Let's do it. So especially this first one, it's exercise number 1. Just try and get a good rhythm going. It's just a start, so we're not going to go out too hot, push too much. Just want to try and get a good pace going where we can get a rhythm with the breathing. So we're breathing at the same spot every rep. Remember the hands up as you go down if you're struggling to keep the chest high. And from another angle, hips back and down. Feet stay flat to the floor throughout. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, so we've got a full minute off, and then we're going to do the next exercise, which is star jumps. If you can remember the options, so there's a big star jump, a slightly smaller one, and then the jumper jacks. I'll go through all 3 when we get going. Just use this minute to recover, let the heart rate come down, give the legs a shake off, so we can hit this one hard. Fifteen seconds. So when we land these, we're landing with soft knees. We don't want to put any more impact through the knees than we need to. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Try and cushion that landing. So those are the big star jumps. If they're too much, then just do a littler version. We're not going down as far, we're not going out as high. Or your jumper jacks. These we've done in the warm-up. You're still getting that lateral movement, just not as explosive, less impact on the joints. Past halfway now. Shake the legs off whenever you need to. Last few reps, guys. And rest. Whew. Okay, 2 movements down. We're on to the V-tucks next. So all about abs this. Remember the few variations we've done. If you want to make it tougher for any reason, we can do a V-sit where we're trying to bring the legs and the upper body together in the middle, always controlling on the way down. The standard V-tuck, which is a tough exercise in itself, is where we're just tucking into a ball and coming out. And then the last one would be just the knee tuck, where upper body stays still and just bring the knees in. Again, I will go through all 3. All right, let's get ready. And off. Off we go. So this is the standard one we're going to do. The V tuck. Lower back stays flat. I'm keeping the shoulders off, even when I'm coming down from the center. Okay, always under control, lower back flat, shoulders off. That's going to get the best ab activation. We want to make this tougher. Then you can do the V sit. Or make it a little easier, just the knee tuck. So my upper body, my shoulders are still off the ground, so switch them abs on, but I'm not having to bring myself forward and back as I go. Right, last 15. Nice guys, well done. Keep pushing. 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay. So, 3 down. We're into the Froggies next. So Froggies are a tough one. A lot of people prefer burpees to these, which is saying something, because burpees are normally everyone's most hated exercise. So yeah, they're not an easy movement. I'd recommend just picking a number, aiming to get to that number, then take a breather, then go back in. You can step these in and out as a scaled down option, which I'll go through again when we get started. All right, let's get in position. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. You landed like somewhat in a squat stance, about 3/4 of the way down, the hands off the floor. As you come forward, then the hands come off, then we're back to the start. You can step, step, hands off, step, step, and then step back to the start. Totally up to you. Need a rest. Just fully recover. Don't stay in that position, or the shoulders are just going to stay under tension. Right, let's get a few more in. 3, 2, 1. Right, Froggies done. Jumping lunges next. So I'm going to be on the feet. Give the legs a shake off. So once we get through this, that's a full circuit complete. Then we'll be back to the start, going through one more time. Then that's the workout done. Getting warm now. Let's get ready to attack this one. Jumping lunges or regular lunges, whichever one you need to do. 3, 2, 1, off we go. On them jumping lunges, get me height. As soon as the feet hit the floor, I'm controlling down that knee. Okay, not letting it slam, always lower it down gently. If we need to go just regular lunges, if it's hurting your knees at all, or you're struggling, then I want to see fast lunges. Can be forward or reverse. There'll be a lot of lactic acid build up on these. You'll feel the legs burning, just shake it off and get back to it. 10 seconds. And Ooh, rest there. Excellent. So we're through to the halfway point. We're back to the start now. Just one more time on each exercise, and that's it. Back to the air squats. So tough one on the legs. Just do your best, guys. As always, with any movements, workouts that you're doing, it's great. You want to always push yourself. But more importantly, it's making sure that technique is solid. You've got a good foundation. So, by all means, go for it on this last round through the circuit. But let's see that good technique first. Right, air squats. 3, 2, 1, back to it. So simple bodyweight movement, but it doesn't mean that it's easy. The legs are going to feel it, especially after all that we've just done. Try and get the hips below parallel, so below the knee, without letting them toes, without letting them heels come off, without letting that chest fall forward. Power through, guys, 20 seconds. Let's keep moving. Last 10. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Right, air squats are done. Finished, forget about them. Let's get ready for star jumps. Ooh. Right, so 4 exercises to finish. So star jumps. You're going to be that bit harder after all the legs we've just done. You still want to aim for what we were doing last round. If it's too difficult or you're struggling with form, that's when we can scale down the options. So we know we've got big star jumps, smaller star jumps, and jumping jacks as options on this. 10 seconds till we go. Ooh, right. Let's do it. So noticing you can't quite see the depth on these from the front. So from the side, notice I'm getting quite low down. So we do want to aim for that, especially if we're going for that big, wide star jump. Otherwise, if we're going smaller, then you should be able to be getting more out. And jumping jacks, again, much faster movement that we want to be really pushing the pace on. Right, just over 20 seconds. Final 10. And time. Oh, please, they're over. Right. We are onto the floor now. We're going to do V-tucks. So, same as last time. All the cues we want to be looking for: low back flat, shoulders off. They're the main ones. That means if you're sticking to them, then your abs are going to be doing all the work. Don't mind how many breaks you have, as long as the movement itself are good quality. Right. 20 seconds. Three, two, one, here we go. So meet together in the middle. Knees and chest close together. When the abs feel like they're burning, just relax them for a couple of seconds, then back in. Try not to rest for too long in the middle of your sets. Much prefer to have more shorter breaks than big long breaks. Right, last 10 seconds. Let's finish strong. We've only got 2 exercises after this. And rest. Right, detox complete. Right, we've got Froggies and jumping lunges. Then we'll do a little cool down, and that's us done. Again, just try and stick with the variation you done at the start. If it's getting too much, that's when we'll scale it down. And as well, it's all relative to your own ability. Don't worry about how many reps you get. If you are doing your best and you've got good technique, that's all we can ask for. Right, 15 seconds. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Jump back, hands off. Really try and keep them abs tight as well. Shake it off if you need to. And we've got them step out, step ins as an option as well. Ten seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, last one coming up. So give them legs a good shake. Grab a drink if you need it. Let the heart rate come down. Let's finish on a high with these jumping lunges. Oh. Psych yourself up for this one. It is the final movement. 10 seconds, then we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's get to it. 1 minute and we're done. Shake it off. Do your best, guys. So I'm not doing super high jumps on these. Just trying to stay moving. Right. 20 seconds, nearly there. Last 10. A few more reps, guys. Power through. 3, 2, 1, and time. and rest there. My legs are giving out at the end there. Whew, right, well done everyone. That was a tough one today, tough one to end the week on. Interval's always going to be a tough session, but especially when there's that much legs. Did make it a real nasty session. So, just going to do a quick stretch off, and that's it. So, starting where I'm at now, we're going to kneel back and lean backwards, hands down with the knees pointed forward. We're going to stretch them quads. So they've definitely had the worst of it today. And bring it forward. So I always say this, guys, but if you find yourself really tight, then doing this a couple more times throughout the day is really going to help. This time we're stretching the groin and the hamstrings. The back's going to come into it as well. Just going to lean forward as much as you can. The closer the chest goes to the floor, the better. It is all down to your flexibility. Carefully come out of that one. Next, we're going to go into cobra stretch. So we're going to be stretching off the abs. You can do this with the forearms down rather than the palms. If this is a bit too much of a big stretch for you, if it's giving you any back or any tightness through the midline, then you can drop to that one there. Okay, now come out of that, whichever variation you do, into a child's pose. So sit back into the heels, arms outstretched, and just loosen off into the stretch. And then carefully come out of that. And we'll stretch off the chest and the shoulders next. I'm going to pull one arm in with the other arm, lock it in there. Notice how much I'm setting back the shoulders, opening up the chest. Really good one if you find yourself hunching over a lot in your daily life or job. Same on the other side. So about 10 seconds on this, and then we'll call it there. 3, 2, 1, and that will do, guys. Thank you, everyone, for taking part. Thanks a lot, Aaron, and enjoy your rest of your Friday and the rest of your weekend.